welcome to the Make You Happen show. As you know, we've been bringing you pioneers from different fields of life to understand their stories and take inspiration. This time we have for you a very unique two sisters who have been dedicating their life for social causes. I would like you to meet Poonam Bir Kasturi, who has been devoted to waste management, and Kiran Bir Sethi, who has been a pioneer in education, and she has been acclaimed at bringing new values of education. Kiran and Poonam, on the show, this is a very, very unique moment for us.
For us also.
Because, to have two of you from the same family, and I believe you're also from the same design college. How is it that, both of you have ended up, doing similar things in lives, even though very different from outside?
Daddy.
Yeah, a lot possibly is because of our dad. And you're missing the third person, our brother. If you think we are mad, you should meet my brother.
Yeah.
He's at a different level of genius craziness. So I think it probably comes from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, dad.
Started at home, yeah. And then design school helped.
Yes, a lot.
NID really helped a lot. So, yeah, those are the two big influences, and we have very supportive families. Our mom keeps us
Crazy.
going. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our husbands, our children.
That's terrific. Because, there are generations and generations, okay? And though you look much younger, I know that you belong to my generation. And what I remember from my generation is that everybody was always very busy, climbing professional ladders, climbing corporate ladders, becoming professionally very adept, and becoming wealthy. And
Becoming wealthy. that bus we missed somewhere.
And if you look at the current generation is quite different. They all want meaning in something that they do. They
No,
want
I
passion
think we
in
also want to
something
be
that they do.
successful. I don't think we
Of
ever
course.
had that as our big driving force.
You didn't have success as a big driving force.
Not at all.
Okay.
Considering composting and education. Okay, I don't think any of these fields are necessarily built for success.
And definitely not for corporate ladder climbing.
And not for corporate ladders.
So which is the point. So, other than dad, okay, what is it? I mean, dad has not been there all through for you to hold on to do whatever you achieve, right? I mean, I was anyway going to read out the kind of awards that both of you sisters have got. She's won the World Economic Forum Award for being the social entrepreneur. You've been, I think, achieving awards day in and day out. I think that includes the Rockefeller Award, the Global Teacher Award. I think you also did something with the Pope recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So such success, while you're saying, you're not after success, in the eyes of the world, success has come. And so what is it that drove you, which is a kind of learning or inspiration that we want people to
What
take
drove
from
you?
I think just complete curiosity and interest in the field, right? I mean, I'm so curious even now. I mean, I don't think I've touched the tip. I didn't know anything about soil. I didn't know anything about composting. I learned on the go. I looked at waste, and it was like using design, the things that we were trained on, the way we were taught both at home and in design school. Go out there, explore, inquire, go and find some insights that will help other people enjoy or do something better.
See, maybe the difference, Poonam was always driven by purpose. Okay, even as a child, we used to call her Gandhi Baba at home.
Okay.
Okay, she was the one who would travel by second class. If there was a third class train, she would travel by that. And here I was the youngest child, so I think I was really pampered and very different. So
Picasso of the family.
Yeah, I mean, I was more
Creative, just
spontaneous, and I would go. But Poonam, I don't think anybody is deeply surprised that Poonam got into the field that she is with so much purpose and so much desire to make a difference to the world. Right. She probably is. But anybody who knows her would know that she would be there's a mission that she
drives
is
her.
on, which is so built on being able to make a difference to somebody or some part of the world. I, on the other hand, nobody would have an inkling that I would have gone to education. Neither did I. In fact, I think both of us didn't probably set up to do the things we are currently doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I remember when Kiran started her school, I said, "What are you?
What do you say? Yeah.
What are you doing?" And she said, "No, I think this is." So then
No,
we said,
I didn't do it out of great curiosity.
Yeah, yeah.
I did it because of my son.
Yeah.
Right? And I just had the feeling that I can do it better. I mean, I didn't think about complaining or blaming or passing the buck. I just said, what's the big deal running a school? Let's do it. Because I was not setting out to change the system or be change the world. My child, I was perfectly okay. So I think, I don't know why you started Daily Dump though. Yeah, right. I mean, her previous thing was really in product design. I think it was curiosity of product design that got into Daily Dump.
I think it was also because I taught all the sustainability things. Remember?
Correct.
And I suddenly realized that I was talking to these young people and I was saying this is possible, and they all look at me saying, "What nonsense? I mean, it's not going to be possible." And how can you be viable? And how can this make sense? And nobody does business like this. And I think at one point I just realized that all the ideas that were churning in my mind, I wanted to go and actually try them out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think we grew up with parents who kind of said, "Go try.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?" So at no point were we also brought up believing that our gender was an issue. I don't think we ever got that. If we got a motorbike, everybody got a motorbike.
Yeah.
You know, there was no question of gender. Firstly, there was no question of age. I mean, if whatever you are, you could do it. So I think that belief system, once you get it, kind of it plays out in the choices you make. Then you're fairly fearless in going the place you want to go without having to justify or make it viable.
Yeah.
So I think we debunked a lot of those.
In
But our
fact,
parents
it was one of
took
my
a brunt.
questions actually
Yeah.
that, what comes out is that fearlessness.
No, but I think our parents, to give them credit, they took the brunt of actually keeping the viability going. They never put that pressure on us.
Or our spouses.
Yeah. Even our spouses.
Yeah, that's a big one. Huh?
Yeah.
If you have a spouse who says, "No, this is not viable."
Yeah. I mean, you should also be pulling your weight in the
Yeah,
house
all
and
of
bringing
those.
in
Makes a
money.
big
I mean, how
difference.
does this house run and
Yeah.
all of that.
So how about me spending some time with each one of you individually to hear your individual stories? That be good?
Tell her story.
I have more
I can't do
admiration for
injustice.
Kiran. She's my gem.
We'll be delighted to share if whatever is worth of we will be happy to.
It's great. Thank you so much. Poonam, thank you so much for this time. We would love to know some individual milestones and insights from you.
Sure.
So we are sitting at actually Daily Dump, which is Poonam's enterprise, which she started off in 2006 with this whole mission of how do we create out of waste. And it's totally unbelievable, but where we are sitting, everything out here is actually generated from the waste. And it's been made into compost, and then you can see what a beautiful place this has become. And this is actually Poonam's office. So Poonam, why don't you tell us something about Daily Dump?
So Daily Dump is a design-led company where we use design to help us look at how everybody in India and the world can participate in cleaning up the mess we've created. Yeah. So we design products and services that enable you and me and anybody very easily without too much of a strain or without a big change in their mindset or a big change in the way they work every day, because everybody is busy. So if you make it easy for them, then they want to do something. And so that's what we do. We make it easy for everybody to make the right choices.
Wow, I can see those containers next to you. You know,
Yeah.
they look like art objects.
Yeah, they were meant to be shift the paradigm that waste is dirty or the dustbin needs to be kept far away. So this you can keep proudly in your balcony and you can show off saying, see, I compost my kitchen waste. I don't throw out my kitchen waste.
So it's like from dirty to cool is
Yes.
what.
Yes.
But Poonam, you know, it's all nice. It sounds very nice.
Right.
But you know, when you started off, it wouldn't have been easy, isn't it? Because
It's still not easy.
I mean, so what motivated you? Because you know, we are all conditioned since so many years, maybe since centuries, to kind of just throw the waste, not look at waste. In fact, keep ourselves clean. Like whatever out there is not mine, and that is how we've all kind of grown up, and we are conditioned that way. And to take up this challenge, because what you're saying is actually, you know, deconditioning ourselves and,
yeah.
you know, take up a whole challenge. So, you know, can you throw some light on, you know, how do you really went about it? It sounds too easy right now, but I'm sure there's a big story behind it.
It's hard on a daily basis to keep this going as a viable enterprise because the margins and the market is very hard to acquire, right?
Right.
So acquisition is hard because you really have to shift mindsets.
Yep.
And mindset change takes a generation. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
And it doesn't happen because it's dependent on many things happening in the ecology of the system. But it will happen. I don't think that it has bound to happen. And so therefore, if when you trust that the system will correct itself, then you ride the wave and say, I want to be part of that.
So there's this faith, enough
Yes.
faith that you have
Yes,
that
yes.
it's going
And
to
also,
change.
and also I'm interested. I'm just interested in this field of work.
So there's a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how do you know, everybody wants to do, you know, what they feel passionate about.
Yeah.
But the challenge is, you know, how do you really sustain it? Because, you know, I'm sure there'll be failures,
Yeah,
there'll
yeah.
be hurdles.
Yeah.
You know, as you mentioned that, you know, people don't think that, for example, they should pay for,
Yes. They
you
think
know.
this is all should be free. Yeah, all should be at throwaway prices.
right,
And they think that a mud pot, you shouldn't be charging 3,000 rupees for it.
correct,
So deep skill is something that we should value.
right. So you not only want people to change mindsets, you also want them to pay for deep skills.
Yes, yes. Because they're already paying for deep skills. They don't realize it. They're paying for deep skills in many ways. They sign up for an online course that's been designed by somebody with deep expertise. They go see a film, they're paying for it. It's come out of deep expertise. It doesn't, good film doesn't come out of somebody who's a novice.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So when is it, you know, how long did it really take you to make this sustainable, you know?
It was always sustainable because we were frugal. We didn't ever spend more than we could afford.
Okay,
And so we've organically built this. This is not built with the current paradigm of take a lot of money, investment, and have a business plan. We didn't have a business plan.
right.
Even now, I don't have a business plan.
Wow.
And I think that that keeps your autonomy, it keeps your creativity going. And it has its own affordances. Of course, it has its cons also. But every decision has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
So to answer the question of what keeps you going or what, I think you have to make each one has to make their own decisions of what you will do and what you will not do.
So it does not matter to you if, you know, how fast you're growing,
No, it
or
doesn't.
you're not really looking at somebody else
No,
and saying,
no, never.
so you're happy with, you know, what you've taken up and you want to see it grow. It's
I
almost
think
like
you
growing
have
a
to
child.
have, I think you have to be realistic. You need to know what is going on. And having understood the market and having understood the system, then you need to take a choice. It's not like, oh, I don't care about what the rest are doing. No, it's not that. I'm very aware of what is going on. But then I take an informed choice which will suit me, and I think about what value can I give, and I work from there. I can't do many things, but I can do what I can do.
Wow. So which means you also been giving up things in
Yeah.
order to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So do you want to give us some example of things that you like and gave up because?
Oh, I love sleeping. And I would love to have like a week in a month not to do anything. I'd give all that up.
But you're compromising on that. You're
Yeah.
sacrificing there in
Yeah.
order to make this happen.
Yeah.
Actually. Wow. That's beautiful. So, what would you say, are high points, in this journey? Obviously, this journey has been long.
Yeah, 13 years is a long time.
Yeah. So, from your personal point of view, I know you've been getting so many awards, and I've got a list here which I'm going to read out shortly.
No, I don't think the list of awards makes any sense. I think every time I see a child coming to us and saying, oh, I love this product, I love composting, and I love touching the bugs during our workshops we have, or we get all kinds of very interesting mails saying, my family was sick and then we started composting and we became much better. We've had mails like that. We've had, people from really remote parts of India make films on our product because they're so inspired.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, I think all those are the high points for my entire team, because the minute we get a letter like that or a appreciation like that, we know we've cut across boundaries, we know that we've touched people's hearts, and they can resonate with something that's much larger, that belongs to all of us. The air, water, soil belongs to all of us, and we're all part of this earth. So I think that is a real high.
It looks like, this is what has been sustaining your passion.
Yeah, the minute I
these
see
are the
compost,
moments.
I'm like, oh, I'm so blessed.
Wow.
Somebody gave me this job to do.
Okay, that's very cool. So I'm going to read out some of these awards. So Index Design Award 2007, TED Fellow 2009, Amazing Indian Award 2013, Social Entrepreneur Award from World Economic Forum. I'm sure that is definitely a high point. 2016.
No, what was a higher point was they actually gave me the opportunity of going out. The World Economic Forum supported us social entrepreneurs, and I got to do a full 10-day residential program at Harvard to learn about scaling social impact. And I am not a scholar. I am not one who is intellectually bright. I can't see a balance sheet, I can make sense of it. But I learned a lot because there were 45 other social entrepreneurs from all around the world.
Oh,
and just that opportunity really was the high point. Yeah.
Cool.
I came back really energized and also validated in some way that we were doing okay.
Yeah. So you kind of met your own ecosystem globally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow. And then, of course, the smart city and Swachh Bharat.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
I mean, it's something like you started way before, and then, it's really nice that they've all recognized you. So, Poonam, I understand that, not necessarily you consider them high points, but, in a strenuous journey like this, many of these awards do make a difference, especially in terms of your reaching out. So, how would you say, what way are they actually making a difference in your life?
I think they don't make any difference to necessarily us as a brand, because it's still very hard to convert a sale.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I can say 13 years ago it took us like 3 months to convert a sale. Now it takes 2 months. So it's not really a big difference. But what it has done is it's given validity to the space. So it's allowed an ecosystem to emerge out of it. Like if you build a car, you need the ancillary industry, you need the policy, you need all of that to happen, right? That is what is kicking in. So I think that is where I think the awards and the press and all of that makes sense, because they start buffering and scaffolding and building an ecology. Unless an ecology stays in place, begins growing, the industry won't flourish. Like we don't have our own suppliers in the waste industry. You want to build an auto part, there are thousands of companies in India who will build it for you.
Right.
So waste doesn't have that ecosystem. And it's hard all across the world, in fact. I've had discussions with the people in America, so it's strange. We want to look after our soil, we want to look after our water, we want to look after air. We don't have an ecology of production and manufacturing, and because we also want to be sustainable, right? We've learnt all the lessons. So this is good for the system.
I think your story is going to be a real inspiration to the millennials because they're also conscious environmentally.
Yeah.
And they all want to do things.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this interview and this talk that we have, is going to make a big difference in lives of many. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be part of this.